till now we have discussed that wherever the current is flowing, it gives rise to magnetism. So now I'm just going to show you that the magnetism can also give rise to current. Magnetism can also give rise to current. Though the intensity of current can be less, but still the current can be produced as a result of magnetism. So how we can prove it? Let's say I have 2 bar magnets. Let's say this is north-south, opposite poles facing each other. We have a wire to which we have connected an instrument, that is galvanometer. And you know that galvanometer is an instrument which can actually measure a small amount of current also. So this wire is actually made up of conductor. There is no, as you can see, there is no battery, no cell, no external source of current is there. So what happens when, suppose I am holding this wire with my hand, right? Let's say this is wire. So when this wire is at rest, then the galvanometer reading is 0. But when I try to move it, I observe that the reading in the galvanometer is there, that means the deflection is there. But as I stop, so the deflection again becomes 0. Then I start moving it down, then again the deflection starts in the opposite direction, and when I stop, the deflection again stops. So that means when I am moving a conductor between poles of magnet, because there has to be a poles of magnet around. So when I am moving a conductor in poles of magnet, then there is something produced in this conductor, probably a current, because that is why a galvanometer shows a deflection. Though the deflection is different in different direction, as I told you, like suppose I am moving up, deflection is in this side. So when I am moving down, the deflection is in opposite side. But still, because we have the deflection, so that means we have current. Current is produced in the conductor, and this current is produced due to a relative motion between conductor and magnets, or you can say a magnet, or if it is a U-shaped magnet. So there has to be relative motion, because you have seen that when I stop, the deflection in the galvanometer becomes 0. So that means the condition which is necessary is the relative motion between the conductor and the magnet. Now what is the reason that this kind of phenomena is seen? So what actually is happening in this? So what happened? We know that magnetic lines run from north to south, whether it is below the wire or it is above the wire. So we have magnetic lines running like this. You know that they run from north to south. So when we move the wire either in up or down, they cut magnetic lines. They cut magnetic lines of forces. So when magnetic lines of forces are cut, then magnetic field strength changes. And because magnetic field strength changes, so as a result, current is induced in wire. As a result, current is induced in wire. So this is a phenomena, that is the electromagnetic induction. So electromagnetic induction is a phenomena that it is a phenomena in which current is produced in conductor when it is moved between poles of magnet, and the current which is produced is called as induced current. That is called as induced current. And the reason, because when there is a relative motion, magnetic lines cut, due to which strength change and current is induced, and that current is induced current phenomena is electromagnetic induction. And if you need to know the direction of the induced current, then we follow a rule, that is Fleming's right hand rule. We follow a Fleming's right hand rule. This rule states, like this is my right hand, this is my right hand. So I am going to stretch my forefinger, my center finger and thumb mutually perpendicular to each other like this. I am going to stretch my forefinger, center finger and thumb, as you can see, mutually perpendicular to each other. Then what is going to happen? This is going to show a magnetic field. As you can see that this is a magnetic field. This is the direction of current, and this is the direction of the force or motion. So Fleming's right hand rule is, suppose you stretch your forefinger thumb and center finger and probably of your right hand. Then forefinger points in the direction of magnetic field, center finger points in the direction of induced current, and thumb is the motion, giving the direction of the motion. So you can also make it this way also. Let's say this is forefinger, center finger and thumb. So thumb gives the direction of motion, this gives the direction of magnetic field, and this is the induced current. And you know that the direction of induced current is always the opposite, it acts always in the opposite direction to the direction of the cause which is producing it. So that means it always opposes the cause, its direction always opposes the cause of its production. So this you will study in higher classes as Lenz's law in 10th probably. So this is what is an electromagnetic induction. So this actually proves that like current can give rise to magnetism, so magnetism can also give rise to a current, and that current is called as induced current, though the intensity can be less, but still we can have a current. And but for that, what condition is required? A relative motion between the wire, that means a conductor, and a magnet. So this is what is electromagnetic induction. So now we are going to study about few you can say a generator, transformer, which is based on this phenomena, that is the electromagnetic induction.